Hello and welcome to this week's State of Events. I'm Alicia Mayo.
And I'm Michelle Gong. Let's get to today's top story.
With the election just days away, Erasmus Martinez takes a look at the latest presidential polls. Erasmus joins us in the studio. What did you learn, Erasmus?
Hi, Alicia. Most polls are looking strong for Hillary Clinton, but others show Donald Trump in the lead. So I learned that looking at one poll is often not the best way to figure out the winner, no matter how credible the source.
As Election Day nears, Donald Trump continues to mention polls predicting his win.
From Investors Business Daily, the most accurate poll for the last 3 presidential elections by far, has us up 2 points nationwide. We're leading.
But how accurate are these polls? Political science professor Francis Neely says polling aggregating sites are more accurate.
Whenever you read a polling result, unfortunately, it's newsworthy if a single poll shows an exceptionally large lead for one candidate or another. But those are usually the least believable.
Neely recommends reading websites like 538 or the Huffington Post. They create election results based off of polling data, and a majority of them show Hillary Clinton in the lead.
Professor Neely says Clinton gained leads in polls for several swing states. Swing states are important battlegrounds for candidates. Neely says these new numbers will make it hard for Trump to win. Back to you in the studio, Michelle.
Thanks, Erasmo. Another issue on California polls is Prop 64. If passed, it would legalize recreational marijuana for people over 21. State of Events' Abene Clayton is live in the newsroom with the pros and cons.
California was the first state to legalize medicinal marijuana in 1996. 20 years later, recreational use is still a hotly debated topic.
We put out a blog post on our website.
According to Field Poll, California will impose a 15% tax on retail and cultivation, which will bring an estimated $1 billion in tax revenue.
We feel that this is a plant that needs to come out of the darkness and into the light, and needs to come above board, needs to be legal, and needs to be made so that we can tax it, regulate it, keep it out of the wrong hands, and make money that we haven't been making as a state on the sale and production of this product.
Arguments against Prop 64 are based on public safety. Opponents include Senator Dianne Feinstein and the California Association of Highway Patrolmen. According to the California Voter Guide, highway patrolmen worry that legalization means more impaired drivers on the road.
Our peers in Washington and Colorado certainly have been experiencing the negative impacts of the legalization of recreational adult use marijuana. Their car fatalities are up 50%. In Colorado, they're up 23%.
Field Poll says that 61% of voters are in favor of Prop 64, including Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom. 30% are opposed and 9% are undecided. Live in the newsroom, I'm Abene Clayton, State of Events. Alicia, back to you in the studio.
The Obama administration announced on Monday that premiums of the Affordable Care Act are expected to rise nationally at an average rate of 25%. State of Events' Andrew Bray is live with us to further explain just how significant the inflation will affect Americans.
The Affordable Care Act has been the most polarizing issue to President Obama's 8-year tenure. The president regards the measure as one of the most crowning achievements to his domestic policy. Republicans, however, view it as a disaster.
The Obama administration first signed the Affordable Care Act in 2010. The Affordable Care Act aims to provide a financial solution to help others struggling to obtain insurance. Resources are given accordingly based on a person's income. It is not uncommon for a premium on health care to rise each year. However, since the Health and Human Services report released recently, many are now concerned with the actual affordability of the Affordable Care Act. Rates increasing nationally by 25% have made waves in national news, and some eyebrows have been raised in suspicion. With many insurance companies and employers backing out of the agreement, it has decreased competition amongst healthcare providers. This lack of competition in the marketplace has caused rates to skyrocket on a state-by-state basis. The states most critically affected by the increases tend to vote Republican. The state of Arizona sticks out as the most negatively affected, with premiums increasing next year by 116%, the highest of any state.
If you needed any reminder, the election is just over 1 week away. This measure will be magnified up and down the ballot. The decision, whether or not to repeal and replace Obamacare or to make an amend to the already existing law. Live from Holloway, I'm Andrew Bryant, State of Events. Back to you in the studio.
The dream of the late Dr. George Davis has come true in the Bayview Hunters Point district. The doors are open at the Multipurpose Senior Services Center and residence. Underserved seniors receive health care, housing, food services, and more. Dr. Davis fought for people who contributed to the growth of San Francisco, and the doors are open in his honor.
Despite our 5th year in a drought, it seems California residents aren't taking notice.
And we found a fruit that can literally burn to the touch. More after the break.
Welcome back. California is still in a drought, but it seems that some California residents are forgetting that. State of Events reporter Chloe Ortega has a live report on how some are slacking on saving water.
The group that monitors water use says Californians have increased water usage compared to 2015, despite California being in its 5th year of drier than average conditions. Water regulators are threatening to put back water regulations if water usage does not decrease. Despite having more rain and snow in the past year, California is still in a drought crisis. Many people think otherwise because water regulations have been lifted.
I am so concerned that we're not ringing the bell very, very loudly.
Laura Shankar is the founder of San Francisco's Artemis Strategy. She voices her concerns about our water usage in California.
The crisis is that we are overusing our water resources. We're also overusing our ecosystems that provide our water. We've been doing it for an extended period, for decades. I'd like to see a few leaders step forward in California who see an opportunity to drive the success of advanced water technology, the way that California has driven the application of advanced renewable technology.
In June, water conservation slipped to 21.5%. Water board officials are threatening to put back water regulations if conditions don't improve. According to the U.S. Drought Monitor, San Francisco has a relatively low water usage. The city showed continued conservation in August, reducing water use by 12.4%. From San Francisco, I'm Chloe Ortega, State of Events. Back to you, Michelle.
Climate change is a controversial topic. It can spark debates amongst almost everyone.
Scientists signed an open letter addressed to Americans. It reminded everyone that global warming is a reality. State of Events reporter Andriana Shepard takes a closer look.
Global warming is an issue scientists fight for people to understand. 376 scientists, all concerned members of the National Academy of Scientists, signed an open letter regarding climate change. The letter says the Republican nominee in his campaign said he would remove the U.S. from the Paris Agreement.
The Paris Agreement is supposed to be setting goals for greenhouse gas reductions among countries in order to stay under 2 degrees Celsius.
So, the letter addresses the issues that would affect the world if the United States opted out of the Paris Agreement. It is supposed to come into force on November 4th, just a few days before Election Day.
It's very difficult for an international climate change agreement to have force without the U.S. being a part of it, because the U.S. is producing on the order of 1/4 of the greenhouse gas emissions in the world.
Dr. Bruce Alberts is just one of the dozens of scientists from the Bay Area who signed the letter.
It's totally counterproductive for our country to all of a sudden pretend that climate change is not a problem, withdraw from the agreement, and stick our head in the sand.
The warming of our oceans and other climate change issues were not addressed in any of the 3 presidential debates, but scientists are hoping that voters will keep this in mind on Election Day. In San Francisco, I'm Adriana Shepard, State of Events.
Nearly 3 decades after the Loma Prieta earthquake, geologists have discovered that 2 Bay Area fault lines may actually be one. The Hayward Fault runs through the East Bay into San Pablo Bay, while the Rogers Creek Fault runs through Sonoma County. Researchers used underwater imaging equipment to scan the bay floor and discovered a split. When mapped out, they found the 2 lines actually connect. Scientists say if the 2 faults break at the same time, it can produce a 7.4 magnitude earthquake.
According to the Gallup annual poll, Americans' confidence in law enforcement is at its lowest since 1993.
A growing national program is looking to change that. State of Events' Tessa Kleinbell has the latest on Coffee with a Cop.
A nationwide program is brewing, the latest in San Pablo, at Suki's Kitchen, where officers casually join the community for a cup of coffee. The goal? To build a better relationship between law enforcement and its citizens.
It allows us as the police department to be able to connect with our community. It allows our community to be able to come in and meet with us and share with us stories and ask questions and get to know us.
Starting in 2011 in Southern California, it's now been hosted in every state, and it's even spread internationally. The police officers who started Coffee with a Cop says the key to the program is opening its doors for interaction outside of crisis situations.
They think, oh, the police, they can live with the community, but it's not. It's good to make relationship.
You want to be an X-ray?
San Pablo Police hopes this will break the barriers that have been built over the years and help better serve the community.
Now, I've asked many police departments who participated in this program, is it really working? Are we building better relations with the community? And many said, although this gap cannot be changed overnight, it's a step in the right direction. In Burlingame, I'm Tessa Kleinbell, State of Events.
Nail polish is often used to enhance beauty, but soon it will do even more. We'll explain after the break.
And an artist has crossed genres to add another award to his long list. We'll let you know who it is in a couple minutes.
Sometimes it's hard to juggle everything at once. Different lessons to learn. Different places to explore. Different errands to run. But the one thing that always gets me through the day is my reusable bag. Make it a habit and grab it. This message brought to you by the Bay Area Recycling Outreach Coalition.
When it's time to choose healthcare for your teen, you want the best. When it's time for your teen's questions to be answered, you want a professional you can trust. At Valencia Health Services, your time is well spent. We provide professional, quality healthcare. Valencia Health Services, dedicating quality time to professional healthcare because your teen's health is our first priority. Valencia Health Services, quality time because we care.
Welcome back to State of Events. Food challenges are popular in restaurants all over social media. The Ghost Pepper Challenge is no exception. State of Events reporter Adriana Shepard is in San Francisco with the hot details.
There are many YouTube videos of users participating in a hot pepper challenge. Each video shows the user dying from the heat. But one brave ghost pepper challenger left doctors, spicy food lovers, and farmers wary. Morgan Stelly says she loves spicy food, but ghost peppers are definitely not something she wants to try. Would you eat like a ghost pepper?
No.
Why not?
Because of the stories that have come out.
She's referring to the 47-year-old Bay Area man that burned a hole in his esophagus. He competed in a ghost pepper challenge and began vomiting after drinking 6 glasses of water. He went to the emergency room at UCSF, where he spent over 3 weeks.
I wouldn't put any pepper in my mouth. I would not eat any pepper. There's no pepper that I would eat alone.
Ew. So Stelly is staying away from peppers altogether.
This is the lucky one for you.
Perfect.
There you go.
One chili grower at the Stonestown Farmers Market says he won't grow ghost peppers because they are more of a novelty. They are so hot, he says, that in order for him to harvest, he would need to wear gloves. Live in San Francisco, I'm Adriana Shepard, State of Events.
A nail polish developed to change colors when common date rape drugs are detected is one step closer to being an actual product. State of Events' Tessa Kleinbell has an update from the newsroom on undercover colors.
You may recall the social media frenzy about the nail polish that's combating date rape. It was just an idea at the time. Well, backing from a billion-dollar company and a few other high-profile interests are changing that.
Whether out on the town or in your own living room, you can potentially tell if any dangerous date rape drug is in your drink from the nail polish you're wearing. At least that's the concept of 4 male college students from Northern Carolina University. The polish would change colors from light to dark if a date rape drug such as Xanax, Rofinol, or GHB is detected in the drink. The polish is called Undercover Colors, many praising the students for the idea, including Shark Tank's own billionaire Mark Cuban. The most prominent backing that could take Undercover Colors from just a concept to an actual product is Cindy Whitehead, former CEO of female sexual health company Sprout. However, not everyone is as enthusiastic. A critic on annualnewyork.com said, "I'm appreciative that young men want to curb sexual assault, but anything that puts the onus on women to discreetly keep from being raped misses the point." However, enough people believe that this polish is useful and could make a profit on the market.
Now, no one has given much detail as to when the product will actually hit the market. However, one of the co-founders says that the product is working in the lab and the company is deciding how to place it on the market. In the newsroom, I'm Tessa Kleinbell. Back to you in the studio.
The cosmetics company CoverGirl is making history with his story. 17-year-old James Charles of New York is CoverGirl's first ever cover boy. James has more than 500,000 followers on Instagram. On his YouTube tutorials, he offers easy breezy tips to glam and theatrical looks. And James says, "I think it's important to love who you are and be comfortable in your own skin."
When you think of Fashion Week, you think New York and Paris, but not so much Silicon Valley. The area best known for high tech wants to also be known for high fashion. They're dabbling in the fashion industry for the second time. State of Events reporter Thelma Annan had front row access to the show. She joins us now in the studio. Thelma?
So what's different about Silicon Valley Fashion Week? The weekend event is a quirky combination of fashion and technology that matches the spirit of San Francisco.
Lights, runways, and drones, oh my! Silicon Valley Fashion Week was nothing short of a digital fantasy. Both the runway and the seats were filled with character. From SPF-protected workout clothes to LED outerwear, it didn't stop there. Designers also debuted smartphone-controlled jewelry and handbags.
So as I'm pressing the different designs, it will change your designs on your bag. And then the other thing it has, it's got a built-in phone charger.
However, the fashion show was more than fun and games. It was a direct response to the clash between the arts and the sciences. Instead of competing, these designers have made tech compatible with fashion.
And there tends to be a really big chasm between like the tech industry and the fashion industry. And so we're hoping that at least our company can help bridge that gap a little bit.
Will this be the future of fashion or just a temporary technical glitch? After all, if you can't beat them, join them. This is Thelma Annan, State of Events. Alicia, back to you.
Now for some entertainment news. We have just what the doctor ordered on the big screen, and you won't guess who was nominated for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. State of Events reporter Uilani Gray is live in Berkeley with a Hollywood Minute.
We are at the movie theaters where movies come to life. Doctor Strange has been a long time coming, but the wait is over for all those Marvel fans.
Already earmarked as one of the most visually exciting movies in the Marvel franchise, Doctor Strange is fast-paced and aimed to please. He finds himself protecting the world from interdimensional threats. This action-filled movie is scheduled to be released on November 4th. In music news, Tupac Shakur is one of the nominees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. If voted in, he would be just the 6th hip-hop act inducted. The late rap icon is amongst the 19 nominees for the 2017 Rock Hall. This year's inductees will be announced in December 2016. Actor Zac Efron was caught sporting one red manicured nail. This just isn't any manicure, it's for a cause. Polished Man is a nonprofit geared towards helping children who have suffered from physical abuse. Efron is encouraging all men to paint a nail and post it on social media to bring awareness to this cause.
The month of October is considered the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. What we've done is we have posted the National Domestic Hotline on our Facebook page. In Berkeley, Uilani Gray, State of Events.
2016 has given us organic food, lotion, and makeup. But you'll never guess what's next.
Also coming up, we have the latest update on the Raiders and their potential new stadium. And the 49ers' less than stellar performance this season. See you after the break.
They say this is garbage. Useless. Out of style. They say that this is obsolete. Half forgotten, twice replaced, and then some. You are the re-originator. An innovator. The treasure hunter. Master of uncharted territories and pioneered ideas. A voyager. No doubts to break outside the boundaries. You have no boundaries. You have the power to shatter the mold. You. To reshape the rule. A new class. New norm. There is no norm. You're the breath of a new revolution. And they say that this is secondhand.
Welcome back. It's time for sports on State of Events. Unable to break their losing streak, San Francisco State's women's volleyball team lost to Cal State Monterey Bay in 3 sets last week. It's been a tough year for the Gators. They are 1-19 on the season with a 16-game losing streak. Amid the box scores, first-year coach Matt Hoffman says the young team has a lot of potential. Coach Hoffman has plenty of time to figure out roles that he could use for next season. The Gators will face the first-place Wildcats at Chico State on Friday.
For 49ers fans, it has not been a season to be proud of, definitely not. After a season-opening blowout over the Los Angeles Rams, the team hasn't won a game since. State of Events' Julian Gaskins joins us in the studio with more on the 49ers' problems. Julian.
Thanks, Alicia. After 2 months of football, it's clear the Niners won't be winning any trophies. But just how bad are they? Probably worse than you think.
First carry to Michael, sprinting through the hole! Kristen Michael! Touchdown!
Saying that the 2016 49ers are struggling is an understatement. More losses than wins? Yeah, we expected that. How about a quarterback battle that would produce no long-term answer? Fairly possible. But one of the worst defenses the NFL has seen over the past 30 years? None of us saw that coming.
McCoy knocks off his own man.
The 1-6 Niners head into the bye week with one of the worst records in football, and it's no mystery to the coaching staff.
So there's some bumps and bruises along the defensive line, but that's not an excuse. We have to be better on the defensive side of the ball.
Head coach Chip Kelly had this to say Sunday after the team's 6th straight loss. In their first 7 games of the season, they have given up 1,296 yards on the ground. That's more than they allowed in the entire 2011 year. Kelly remains optimistic of the team moving forward.
We're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to work hard at what we need to do.
The red and gold are allowing over 30 points per game. That simply won't cut it. With a week off, Maybe the team will be able to find some answers to the questions we're all asking.
Gillislee will score another Bills touchdown.
The Niners are on pace to allow almost 3,000 rushing yards, the most since the 1981 New England Patriots. They'll have their chance to turn things around on November 6th against the New Orleans Saints. Michelle, back to you.
Thanks, Julian. The Raiders are having a heck of a year. For the first time since 2001, they're 5-2 and sit in the top of the division. Off the field, the silver and black have given us lots to talk about with the possibility of moving to Las Vegas. State of Events, Victor Anguiano is live in the newsroom. Now, Victor, you spoke with a sports executive who had some great insight on the Raiders' future.
Yeah, I spoke with Andy Dolich. He's head of a sports business consulting firm here in the Bay Area. But before that, he spent decades as an executive for the A's, the Niners, and Warriors. So he understands what goes into managing all these franchises. So when I asked him about the Raiders possibly moving to Vegas, he told me that they're doing a good job, but they still have a lot of work ahead.
Mark Davis has the support from casino executive Sheldon Adelson and $750 million of taxpayer money. But according to Dolich, there is a major expense no one has been talking about.
There's going to be a relocation fee. If not, it would be precedent setting. The Rams, Stan Kroenke paid $550 million to go from St. Louis to Englewood. Why should the league accept anything less than $500 million? Where is that money coming from?
And although we don't know where the money will come from, what we do know is that Davis wants to stay in the Coliseum for the next 2 years while his $1.9 billion stadium gets built. Dolich says the only problem with that plan is that no one knows where the NFL stands on the Raiders moving to Las Vegas.
These owners who are very specific, high-quality, well-proven business people, they keep their cards close to the vest. And what they actually vote on could be completely different than what they're saying publicly.
Again, the NFL owners will meet this upcoming January to discuss on whether the Raiders move to Las Vegas or stay in Oakland. As for Oakland, Mayor Libby Schaaf released a statement a couple of weeks ago saying that she wants the Raiders to stay in Oakland. But for Dolich, his biggest concern is that no one is talking. Mayor Libby Schaaf's group has not met with Mark Davis or A's majority owner John Fisher to discuss what are the possibilities to keep both teams here in the Bay Area. Live in the newsroom, Victor Anguiano, State of Events. Michelle, back to you.
An organic mattress store in Berkeley is doing things a little differently. Every third Friday of the month, you may hear laughs coming from inside. State of Events' Tanya Zelke is live in Berkeley with the Chillarious details.
Chillarious is a place to see lay-down comedy in the comfort of organic mattresses and pillows. So forget stand-up. This way of seeing a comedy act is way more chill. Savvy Rest Natural Bedroom is a mattress store in the Berkeley community. They are known for making comfortable organic beds and pillows. Dominic Palamenti has been working for the company for years.
Make mattresses using all renewable resources and organic materials. So we're trying to provide people like a chemical-free bed, a very healthy sleep.
However, on every third Friday, this mattress store likes to switch things up. Comedian Mikey Walls paired up with the store to hold a comedy show.
Honestly, this show, surprisingly, this was the show that I never really thought I was going to do in a mattress store. I never really thought about that, but it turned out to be like my least stressful, easiest show.
Eight-page message. Are you guys ready for Chillarious?
Chillarious is a stand-up comedy show that will have you laughing in comfort. Every third Friday, Chillarious takes over this mattress store, and if you're lucky, you might have the chance to win an organic pillow if you attend. In Berkeley, Tanya Zelke, State of Events. Back to you guys in the studio.
And that's going to be it for today's State of Events.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week.